Kenya's National Commission on Human Rights says it now believes at least 31 people died in nationwide anti-government demonstrations on Monday. Police reportedly opened fire at a charging crowd of protesters in the capital, Nairobi, after a tense standoff. Hundreds of demonstrators were arrested. Authorities were deployed across the city ahead of demonstrations to mark the 35th anniversary of the bloody Saba Saba uprising. That's when Kenyans demanded a return to democracy. Well, I'm joined now by Steve Ogutu. He's with the Kenyan governance expert and policy and international affairs analyst in Nairobi, Kenya. It's good to have you with us. The numbers here are shocking. We've got more than 500 people that have been arrested. That's according to the Kenyan Rights Commission, and at least 31 have been killed. Is there a risk, in your opinion, that the government's response might escalate tensions and lead to even more unrest, more deaths?
Right, Brian, thanks for having me on your show. Yes, yesterday's protest, which as you correctly put it, was Saba Saba. Saba Saba is a Swahili word that means the 7th day of July. It's a pro-democracy movement that started in Kenya in 1990 to champion for a multi-party democracy. So yesterday's protests were largely to commemorate the 35th anniversary. And like you've said, it turned out chaotic. We've had 35 people killed. We had a lot of looting that happened yesterday, destruction of property. And the government is really being blamed for using very dismissive attitude and tone instead of really listening to the issues that the Kenyan people are raising. They are talking about the high cost of living. They are talking about very high taxation. They are talking about violation of human rights and extrajudicial killings. And they're saying that this has to stop, that we must end corruption that, is locking a lot of young people out of employment. Right now, in the region, Kenya's unemployment rate in the East Africa region stands at about 35%. Majority of our population, about 80%, are young people. And these are smart people. Annually, we graduate about 30,000 out of universities and colleges. And these people don't have jobs. And they're pushing for opportunities, to help them live a meaningful and decent lives.
And Steve, let me ask you too, considering what is driving these protests, do you think that the protests will lead to meaningful political and economic reforms, or do you fear that there's a risk of deeper instability?
Our hope is the government can listen and the president can really listen to the issues that the young people are raising. For example, they are saying that they want opportunities, they want job opportunities. This current government, when they were campaigning, they campaigned on the platform of hope, of job creation. The young people are saying that they're not seeing that. They say they are going to tackle corruption, but we see a lot of that still happening. Young people feel like the economy is just working for the few majority, and they want to be part of the governance process in the country. And so our hope is that the government can really listen and convene what you're calling a national people's dialogue, a constructive dialogue that really is designed to address these issues, come up with a concrete way forward on reforms that need to happen within the police system and economic reforms, that do not hurt the Kenyan people.
Okay, Steve Ogutu, we appreciate you taking the time to talk with us and helping put this story in some context for us as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brian. Appreciate it.